Hi, I'm Dana Robinson and this is Plumpy Thimble. Since it is now officially June and the year is half over, I thought it might be fun to take a look at what we've got coming up in the next 6 months, the remainder of 2017, and take a look at my top 5 most anticipated games for the rest of the year. Full disclosure, 3 of these games I currently have backed through Kickstarter, and they are going to be shipped to me, so I will actually have copies of these games later on, and I hope to get reviews out for them. But yeah, I'm really excited about them. But let's start with number 5. So my number 5 pick is an expansion to a 2007 game called Jamaica. And this expansion is Jamaica The Crew. It's really, first and foremost, it's interesting that a game that's 10 years old that doesn't have a huge following is going to get an expansion, but I'm super excited about it. If you've seen my review of Jamaica, you know that I really enjoy this game. The gist of it is you and the other players are pirates that are racing around the island of Jamaica. You're collecting as much money as you can, and you're having to pay at ports, and a big portion of this game is resource management. Your ship only has so many holds. You can't mix different types of cargo into the holds. There's a bunch of rules surrounding what you can put into your ship and how much space you have, which makes it a pretty complicated game. It's a simple game, but I mean the resource management aspect of it is you have to be careful with it. Now, the crew introduces a whole new aspect where you can take on passengers, or you can take on crew members that'll either give you bonuses, they'll help you in certain areas of the game, but they'll take up space in your hold. And you need doubloons, and you need doubloons to win the game. You need food to dock at certain stations. You need more doubloons to dock at other stations. So already your holds are filled up with stuff that you need, and adding on this crew, maybe you'll get bonus points, but it may be more difficult for you to advance the way you would want to. So that's my number 5. I'm really excited that it's getting an expansion. I'm excited that it's a 10-year-old game and that it's not being ignored. And I just hope that the production value is up to snuff with what the original was. Number 4 is my first Kickstarter game on the list. It is Unmasked: Draculas Feast by Jelly Bean Games. There are a large number of social deduction games out there, and this is one of them. The difference between this game is that it's kind of unlike any social deduction game I've seen. I mean, there's hidden roles, and there's and you have to figure out who's who, but there's no real teams. Everyone's out for themselves, which is really interesting because every single player has a win condition. And with that, you have to be very careful in how you perform each of your particular moves. Just from the looks of it, it looks like a very easy game to teach and to learn, but has that unique aspect, one where everybody has their own individual unique win condition, and also there's no player elimination. Really interesting idea. It's quick, or it plays quickly, it looks awesome, the art is really cool, and so I'm pretty excited about it. That's my number 4, is Unmasked: Draculas Feast. Third on my list is it's a Kickstarter re-release. So there was a game called Avenue that came out, and this is a re-release with a re-theme called Kokoro Avenue of the Kodama. And it takes that Kodama theme with the little tree spirits, and it takes the Avenue game and it mixes them together. Now, Avenue is a game that plays with the Kickstarter stretch goals up to 8 people. Everybody's got their own dry erase board, and there's cards, without getting too into it, there's cards that you flip that tell you how to fill in any of the squares on your board. So you've got a board that's gridded out, and you flip up tiles that say, okay, you can make one straight line, or you can make a left-hand turn, and you choose which square to put that in. And you're trying to connect these little temples to caterpillars or flowers, and you want to make one big path so you can earn the most points. So it's a very puzzly game in that everybody is playing off of the same cards, but everybody can place those instructions in different areas on their grid, and whoever is the most efficient at their particular grid is going to win the game. It plays quick, it's got really good reviews, and was really inexpensive, which is why I decided to back it. Really glad I am, and I'm really looking forward to it. It is my number 3. Number 2 for me is a game that is probably higher on a lot of other people's lists because it's really been anticipated. It's Jamie Stegmaier's Charterstone. Now, Charterstone it's a legacy game in that you and whoever the other players are going to progressively be building this city bigger and bigger as you play over the course of 12 games. At the end of it, you are going to have a complete game that you can sit down and play at any time. That's the most exciting part to me. One, I really like these worker placement games. Had a chance to play Viticulture for the first time, absolutely loved it. And we love Lords of Waterdeep, and we love Agricola. These worker placement games, and this is one of them. However, over the course of 12 games, you and whoever else is playing, so in this case it's probably going to be me and my wife, are going to be building a game. We're working towards an end product. You know, we're going through the story, which is going to be really engaging, hopefully. But on top of that, at the end of the 12 games, you aren't completely done. It's not like you throw the game away after that. At the end of 12 games, you have kind of built and created your own version of this board game, and anybody else that has it is going to have their own unique version of it. It's a really exciting prospect. The components are fantastic. Jamie Stegmaier has done a great job in updating people on social media without giving anything away. We've seen what a lot of the artwork looks like, what some of the components look like, but he's holding back just enough information to really get me excited about this game. It was not even on my radar probably 3-4 months ago. Like I had heard about it, I'd heard him talk about his legacy game coming up in podcasts, but it was sort of, you know, I could take it or leave it. Really excited about it right now. It is my number 2 most anticipated game. Now, my number 1 anticipated game is coming from Pandasaurus Games. And this is one that I backed on Kickstarter. Again, this is one that I had no interest in when I initially saw it. But as I followed the campaign, I got more and more hyped about it. I ended up backing the deluxe version of it, which is only available through Kickstarter. But regardless, the game looks fantastic. And what that game is Dinosaur Island. It is essentially Jurassic Park, the board game, in that you are not necessarily, you know, running away from dinosaurs. You're managing your own dinosaur park. Each player runs their own dinosaur theme park. And you're not just, you know, building pens for the dinosaurs. You have to research DNA. You have to have the correct security. You have to have other attractions to bring in guests. You have to have, you have to be able to mitigate the dice. You have to be able to save up money to buy different upgrades or different attractions and different recipes for dinosaur DNA. There's kind of all this different stuff going on. It's a worker placement game. It's a game where you are constructing your own theme park. And everything about it looks awesome. The artwork really turned me off at first, but I've come to love it. It's this sort of crazy 90s color scheme. And that's the gist. I mean, this thing oozes 90s to the point that they've included a pack of Pogs for Kickstarter backers, which is nuts, and I am super excited about that. The first player marker for the deluxe version is a slap bracelet. I am on board 100%. The game looks great, and it is my number 1 most anticipated game. I even had a chance to mess around with it on Tabletopia. I highly recommend you check that out as well, because this game is really cool looking. It plays well. This is it. This is the game I am most excited for this year, and I cannot wait in the next few months here to get my own copy of it. I think I'm going to be doing an unboxing of that game. I don't do too many unboxings, and I'm really hoping to get a review out on that fairly soon, as soon as I get it and have a chance to play around with it. So there you have it, my top 5 anticipated games for the remainder of 2017. If you enjoyed this list, have any comments on my selections, or I'd love to hear what your top anticipated games for the rest of the year are, leave me a comment below.